Hello friends. So today we are going to start a new course which is a course on power electronics. Since in the channel already we have covered engineering circuit analysis as well as the entire course of machines, so the next logical step is to have a course on power electronics. Okay, so today's session will be basically an introductory session where I will be briefing you on what you can expect from the course and also tell you what are the prerequisites of the course and maybe some of the material that you can follow. Alright, so first of all let us discuss what is the prerequisites. Okay, so as a prerequisite, this is very important. Okay, so as a prerequisite you just need a basic understanding on two subjects. Okay, essentially two subjects. One is the engineering circuit analysis. As such, you need not be an expert in this subject, but you should at least know how to use KCL, how to use KVL, how to use various theorems, maximum power transfer theorem, and to solve the circuits, etc. These basic things you should understand. And this engineering circuit analysis is already available in the channel. You can check that to get a proper basic idea on the subject of engineering circuit analysis. After this, another basic understanding is on analog electronics. Here also, you need not be an expert of these subjects. I don't expect you to be an expert also on these subjects. See, in analog electronics, basically you should know how a diode works and you should be familiar with those kinds of properties of a diode. So that is the basic idea of understanding basics of diode, basics of transistors and all those things. Okay, so those things will come into this course in the future sessions and I will not be repeating all those courses. Okay, and then naturally if you know a little bit of machines, a little bit of controls, these all will help, but these two are very important. Okay, these two are basic understanding you should have to get to understand this subject. Now what can you expect from this course? First of all, let me tell you that we will be going through this course with an engineering perspective. Okay, so what you will not get from this course is very in-depth analysis of the devices as such, like the physical properties of the device, like electron, hole and type of construction, that you will not get. We will be going through the engineering side of things, like how you can use a diode, how you can use a thyristor, how you can use a MOSFET. We will be mostly dealing with the input output as well as the characteristics of the circuits. Okay, so these types of basic things you might have already done a course on analog electronics, so you will be having idea on that, but our aspects will be more of a practical type of approach and we will be trying to do some simulations also with certain softwares, and I will try to make you understand some softwares with the help of this course. Okay, because if I start doing the physical point of things also, the problem is that the course will become extremely large and ultimately what matters is the device performance, device characteristics, the input output relations and what you can do with these devices. That is the most important part as an engineer. Okay, so that is another thing. So this will be more of a practical approach to the course. Okay, so with these two things we will just go through the basic contents and we'll just start with the books then. So one of the major material which will be taken is a book Power Electronics by Mr. Rashid. Okay, this is an important material that we will be using, and of course we will be using a lot of content from the NPTEL courses, and also there is another book of Power Electronics by Professor Umanand. Okay, so we will just go through these two books mainly, and other than that you are having the books like Nedmohan which are very famous, but we will try to mostly go through these three materials. Okay, so basically first today's session will be the introduction. Okay, and then the first part of the course will be power diodes and rectifiers. So power diodes and rectifiers. So naturally in this first part you will have the explanations with regards to power diodes and rectifiers. Second part of the course will be based on power transistors and DC to DC converters. So this will be the second part of the question. So second part of the course. The third part of the course we will be going through inverters. Here is where actually the things will starting to become interesting. So inverters we will be going DC to AC converters, This is one important topic that we will see. Then we will see resonant pulse converters. The basic structure of the course has been taken from the book Rashid, so you will find the same type of structure there, but however we will be adding on things based on the other material also. So there is resonant pulse converters, and then you are having multi-level inverters. So this is another important part. After this, one of the most important concepts of thyristors and the thyristorized converters. So this is also a very important topic. So here you will have subdivisions like thyristors. You will be understanding the basics of thyristors, how they work and all those things. Then we will go to control rectifiers. Here also we are seeing rectifiers. In power diodes also we are seeing rectifiers, but here you will see what is something which is called a control rectifier, and then AC voltage controller. That is the fourth part of the course. And the fifth and final part of the course is supplementing whatever you have learned into a single concept. So there you will be going through electronics applications and protection. Okay. So in that we will be, in this topic everything will be done in a very basic manner. Okay, we will not be going in depth, but it is like a conclusion of the course. So the first will be the FACS, that is flexible AC transmission systems, and next is the power supplies. We will see concepts of power supplies. Then we will be seeing DC drives. This is why I told a little bit of machines you need to know. Then we will go through AC drives. Actually, drives is an entire course altogether. That's why I am telling we will be just going through very basic idea, and then we will be going for some basic idea on renewable energies, and then we will go for protection of devices and protection of circuits. Okay, so this will be very basic. Essentially the circuit, the concepts will be covered in these four parts. Okay, so today, as I told you, we will be starting with the power electronic course, and we will be starting with the introductions. So what is basically power electronics? A little bit of history we will be seeing today. So essentially what power electronics is, it is actually combining, it is a area of study which is combining the power, electronics and the control. Okay, so when you are studying power electronics, ultimately you are combining power, electronics and control. So individually we will see what is power. So what is power? Power actually deals with the static or rotating power equipments. For transmission, generation and distribution of electrical energy. So we have already seen all these things, right? So we have already seen about transformers, which is a static device. Then we have seen motors, generators, etc. So power actually deals, in power electronics, power deals with the static and rotating power equipments which are used for transmission, generation and distribution. And the next area is the control. So control is the steady state, which is the control of the steady state and the dynamic characteristics of closed loop systems. For example, you want to maintain the motor at a particular speed, or you want to control the acceleration. You want to control how much of voltage is coming out of a generator. So these are all control systems that you will use, which will maintain the voltage at a particular value, which will help you to change the voltage, which will maintain the speed at a particular value, which will control how fast a motor should reach a particular speed, acceleration, deceleration. So this is the basic area of control. So power control, and the final area of power electronics is actually electronics part. So what is the electronics part that we are using? That is the solid state devices and circuits, for signal processing, to meet what? To meet the desired controlled objective. Okay, so for example, in the power area you are taking a motor. Okay, and for example for the control you want the speed. Okay, so what the electronics does is that you are using solid state electronic devices and circuits to control the speed, which is the desired control objective. Desired control objective is the speed of what? Of a motor. Okay, for a power device you are using solid state devices to control various parameters like speed, acceleration, deceleration, voltage control, speed control, all these things. So basically power electronics is the use of these solid state devices to control the power equipment. Okay, control the power equipments like a transformer, motor, generator, etc. So now we will have a formal definition of power electronics. So power electronics may be defined, power electronics may be defined, okay, defined as the application. Okay, just remove this. Power electronics can be defined as the application of what I have just explained. I am just putting it in words, okay, of solid state electronics for the control and conversion of electrical power. Now in that case I took a motor, right? So basically what you are doing, you are adjusting various parameters like voltage and all these things to control motor speed. Similarly you can use generator, right? You can control various parameters of the generator to make the generator operate at a particular voltage, or if you want to change the generator voltage you can do a lot of things. So what is power electronics? It is the application. It is the application of solid state electronics. What are those solid state electronics? We will come in the future. We will see in the future videos. For the control and conversion of electrical power. So that is the explanation of power electronics. So a good diagram which I have seen in a book is, see, this is actually a symbol for a, okay, so this is actually a symbol for a diode, right? You might have already know this is a symbol for a diode. So when you have something which can control the actual operation of a diode, we will come to all these things. So we can just write, this is the cathode, this is the anode, right, and this is something which is called the gate, which you will frequently see in the subjects. Okay, so our entire power electronics is basically switching off equipment, switching off electrical power for achieving various conditions. So this is a very important thing. Okay, so inside this device you can put your entire concepts what we have seen now. So one is the power, which we have already seen. Power devices can be static or rotating, right? And then you are having your electronics, right? Electronics, devices, circuits, right? And then finally you are having your control. The control can be analog or digital. Okay, so this is the basic idea or the scope of the power electronics, that is the control of electrical power using solid state devices. Okay, so basically what is power electronics then? The power electronics I have already told you, it is basically the switching of semiconductor. On how you can do that? Switching of semiconductor devices. I should not only put semiconductor, I should put power semiconductor devices, not the small semiconductor device. We are talking about electrical power, which are large amount of amperes, voltage, etc. So switching of power electronic devices is basically what you try to learn from this particular course here. So if you see the basic idea of power electronics, so in the power electronics you can see that, for example, you have two components here. One is the muscle of the course, one is the muscle of the power electronics. So muscle of the power electronics is basically the power semiconductors which actually transmit the voltage, which allow the current to pass through them, right? The actual devices which is allowing the current flow, etc. So the muscle of this course is the actual power semiconductor devices, through which hundreds of amperes will flow, over which voltage you are applying, etc. Power semiconductor device. So this is the muscle of the course. And then you are having the brain of the course. The brain of the course are actually the microelectronics. Which control the semiconductor devices, which control the power semiconductor device. That is, these microelectronic circuits actually determine when a semiconductor should be on, when a semiconductor should be off, when a thyristor should be on, when a MOSFET should be on, when it should be off, after how much time it should be on. So this is the microelectronics, is the brain. Microelectronics is the brain, sorry, and the power electronic devices is the muscle of this particular course. Okay. Now next we will see some applications. See, applications, if you see the book, from A to Z, if you take the words from alphabets from A to Z, you will have some application of power electronics. But I have taken a very few amount of, from those big list, I have taken a few. So I will just show you high power applications. So in high power applications, there are so many power electronics applications. I am not writing everything. So some of the important area where power electronics is used is heater control, heat control, then you are having light control, lighting control, then naturally motor control, then you use power electronics in power supplies, then you use for vehicle propulsion systems, vehicle propulsion systems, so that the course will look a little bit fancy, and then you are having HVDC systems, electrical engineers might be knowing about this. Then ultimately the important system of FACS, flexible AC transmission systems. Okay. So this is the basic applications of power electronics. I told you from A to Z you are having, for every alphabet you will have at least 5 applications. Okay. So that much huge amount of applications you are having, and I think even in the book they might have consolidated it into a few applications. Okay. So now let us go for a little bit of history. Little history is always good. So the basic start of all these things started in 1900s. Okay, when the mercury arc rectifiers were introduced. This started a very important stage in electronics. Okay, and then in 1948 is the actual first electronic revolution. First electronic revolution. And what happened in the first electronic revolution? It is actually the invention of the silicon transistors. And this place where it was invented, you might have heard it a lot. It was at the Bell Labs, right? It was at the Bell Labs. A lot of electronics breakthroughs have happened in the Bell Labs. Okay, so the invention of silicon transistors, which actually was the first electronic revolution, after which a lot of devices started coming into the market. Okay, then in 1956, the first PNPN triggering transistors came into picture. When we learn about controlled firing, controlled thyristors, etc., you will have a much better appreciation for what we are doing now. Okay, so first PNPN triggering transistors, which is the thyristor, or which is also called as the SCRs. Okay, this was also invented at the Bell Labs. Okay, this is also a very major important point in the history of electronics. Okay, and then in 1958 you are having the development of the commercial thyristor by the General Electric Company. And once this was established, if you see the graph of the advancement of electronics and devices, etc., it is huge. Okay, so these are the major areas you can see for the advancement of power electronics. Of course, as the course proceeds, you will be just going through other new developments also, but this is a brief history of the subject. Okay, so this is the basic introduction of the course that we need today. So as I already told you, the prerequisites of the course are engineering circuit analysis, a little bit of analog electronics, not a lot, but still you should know to analyze diode circuits, etc. And then preferably if you know a little bit of machines, a little bit of control systems, this will help in the course. Okay, so this is one part of the introduction. In the next part of the introduction, we will be actually dealing with a basic understanding of the type of power electronic circuits. Okay, and after that we will start with the diode area, and a little bit of theory will come, and we will proceed the course accordingly. Okay, so I hope that this course will be a good course, as the other courses. Also, you have all supported the other courses in the channel. So till I see you in the next video, it's me Varun signing off, and have a great day. Thank you. Now that the video is over, please stay with me for 30 more seconds. Now the vision of this channel is to create a repository of good quality videos with crystal clear explanation regarding various topics related to electrical engineering. Now if you want to help me spread the word, please share this video with anyone interested in these topics. The second thing is that for me, education is a two-way process. Therefore, if you have any doubts or suggestions regarding any of the videos or regarding the channel, please put them in the comments below. We can have a healthy discussion, and that way we can build a strong community of electrical engineers. So that's it for today's video. So till I see you in the next time, it's me Varun signing off, and have a great day. Thank you.